Listen, I'm not a theologian, and I'm definitely not perfect. The title of this video might sound a little dramatic, but for 1 week, I genuinely committed to doing my best to live exactly as I believe Jesus would have lived in my ordinary modern life. Before I tell you what really happened when I tried to trade my impatience for His compassion and my cynicism for His radical love, if you love hearing real, honest stories about walking in faith and want to grow closer to Jesus, hit subscribe and walk this journey with me. It's not about being religious, it's about being real. So, a week ago, I started. I didn't sell all my possessions or start walking barefoot, though I considered it. No, this experiment was about the inner life. It was about how I reacted when I was cut off in traffic, how I spoke to the stressed-out cashier, and what I chose to do with the first hour of my day. Day 1 was a total disaster. I woke up with the best intentions, but by 9 a.m., my email inbox was a battlefield, and my first human interaction was a curt text message response to a friend I was secretly annoyed with. I snapped at the dog, and then I realized Jesus wouldn't have done any of that. My attempt at living like Him wasn't about the grand gesture, it was about the micro moments, and I was failing every single one. That was my first lesson. Listen, living like Jesus is a constant, moment-by-moment choice, not a single decision you make in the morning. I had to simplify it. I focused on 3 things: prayer, forgiveness, and intentional love. Prayer, for me, usually means 5 minutes of mumbling before bed. For this week, I started practicing the little prayers, the "Jesus, help me be patient right now" prayers, the "God, bless the person who just took my parking spot" prayers. It felt awkward at first, but by day 3, these mini prayers were like little mental resets. They were tiny, conscious shifts that pulled my focus away from my own frustration and onto the well-being of someone else. I started feeling a little less like the main character in my own life, and a little more like a supporting actor, ready to serve. The forgiveness part was the hardest. There's a person in my past who really hurt me, and I've been holding on to that resentment like a favorite blanket. It's warm, familiar, and totally suffocating. Jesus on the cross offered a breathtaking example of radical forgiveness, saying, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." It's such a simple yet profound statement about assuming ignorance over malice. I decided to apply that. I didn't call the person. I just sat down and, without fanfare, chose to let the anger go. I decided that whatever they did was likely a reflection of their own pain, not an attack on me. And this is where the science bit comes in. Listen, what I didn't expect was the physical change. Psychologists and neuroscientists have shown that holding on to chronic anger literally keeps your body in a low-level, continuous stress response, raising cortisol and blood pressure. The act of forgiveness, that simple, Jesus-like choice, felt like physically lowering the volume on a constant, irritating alarm inside my chest. I felt lighter than I had in years. The act of forgiveness, that simple, Jesus-like choice, felt like physically lowering the volume on a constant, irritating alarm inside my chest. I felt lighter than I had in years. The most beautiful part of the week was the intentional love. This wasn't about donating money. It was about seeing people. Like the guy at the grocery store who bags the groceries. Usually it's a transaction. This week, I stopped and looked him in the eye. Asked him how his day was really going, and genuinely listened to his answer. He told me he was saving up for a computer for his daughter's schoolwork. It was a tiny moment, but I felt a connection, a shared humanity. Later that day, I saw a woman struggling to load a huge stroller into her trunk. My first impulse was to hurry past, thinking, not my problem. My second, Jesus-inspired impulse was to stop and help. It took 30 seconds. She cried. I felt a little silly. But mostly, I felt the unmistakable, quiet joy of being useful. By day 7, the change wasn't in my life's circumstances, which were exactly the same. Same bills, same job, same messy kitchen. The change was internal. I wasn't reacting instantly to every slight. There was a pause. In that pause, the question formed. What is the most loving, most patient, most forgiving thing to do right now? It's not that I always chose correctly, but I was asking the question, and that alone was a miracle. Listen, the 7 days showed me that living like Jesus isn't a mystical, impossible ideal. It's a very practical, gritty way to live that involves choosing love over ego and compassion over comfort, moment after moment. It's the most difficult, yet most rewarding thing I've ever tried. Don't take my word for it. Try it yourself. Not for 7 days, but maybe just for one. Tomorrow, try to live one single day doing the most loving thing you can in every small interaction. Watch what changes inside you. Thank you for spending this time with me and hearing my story. Stay real, stay honest, and stay connected as we keep sharing these real faith stories.